Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sally's Hotline, where we share tips and advice from the podcast Unstoppable Stories That Move. Today's tip comes from the unstoppable Mary Croft, who is just amazing. She recently celebrated her 80th birthday by running 80K, that's 50 miles, in 2 days. Mary might be showing a few signs of slowing down, but she's living the best, healthiest life that she can. And Mary's seen a lot in her 40 years of running and 80 years of living. So let's hear some tips and advice from Mary. Mary, what advice do you have on anything, any subject? What do you want people to know? Please share your words of wisdom with us.
I would have to say that I have achieved what I have, I believe, by being satisfied with structure to my life. And therefore, I've scheduled time for participation in running and other healthy activities. And then as I've aged, I've also incorporated naps into my day, which is basically an excuse to read a book. And then I guess the one thing I haven't really talked about is the importance of sleep. That's, I think, maybe one reason that has helped me. And I would recommend trying to have a kind of a regular sleep pattern.
You mentioned a nap as reading a book. I know I find if I try to read a book at night, the book reading turns into a nap.
Yeah, that's, but I'll try to get a chapter in. The books that I read mostly seem to have chapters that aren't so long, so you can probably read one chapter before you fall asleep.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a nap during the day. I love that. And I find I do better too if I schedule it in my phone, especially if I'm having a busier day where, okay, I need an hour to run on the treadmill tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't actually write it on my calendar, but I do accommodate my schedule so a nap can fit in.
And that keeps you going. I mean, you're 80. You seem pretty healthy still. You know, we're going to knock on wood, and you're doing your best to stay a healthy lifestyle. And I think it is ingrained in us to help people. So the more you volunteer, the more you feel like you're contributing, you know, you're still relevant.
Yeah, there is a danger of, especially in these times, there's a danger of signing up for too much. And I'm actually having to think about that a little bit because some of the activities I'm involved can be kind of stressful. And I know for a fact that it does affect my blood pressure. So I have to be a little careful about everything that I sign up for.
Yeah. So you're managing your health with your schedule. Even if taking medication in the morning gives you incentive to get out of bed, that's a great reason to get up.
Right.
You know, because that will affect how you feel the rest of the day. I love your advice, and I am going to do that and make sure that I do have it scheduled in my time to make sure that I get my activities in, my run, or just, like you said, reading a book, which may turn into a nap, but that's okay. So thanks, Mary, for sharing your words of wisdom with us. If you want to learn more from Mary and hear her full story, listen to Unstoppable Stories That Move. Please let us know. How have you stayed active or planned a ritual that kept you motivated to keep going? We would love to hear your answers. Please leave a comment so others can learn from you, and share the podcast with your friends or with anybody who needs a boost. And thank you for listening to this little tip. This is a podcast with a purpose: to raise money for medical research, to fund cures for cancer and other diseases. And we can't get there without help from people like you. So donate now at unstoppablestoriesthatmove.com or mail a check to P.O. Box 12 in Afton, Minnesota, 55001. And now it's more urgent than ever as NIH budgets are being cut, and we have to do something about it. So instead of complaining, take action, donate here, and we can support the labs that are making a difference. And together we can save lives. So I'm Sally Head Dahlquist, host of the podcast Unstoppable Stories That Move. Keep moving forward.